Fast Randomizer League Season 6. We got boots, we got sword. We're gonna move super fast throughout this entire seed. Quite excited. I'm Claire Mouse. Joined with me is two-time SGL Boots champion Relkin. Tracking for us is Iker, Master Tracker. Relkin, how's it going? Ready to watch these guys in action?
Yeah. What's up, Clear Mouse? Hopefully, DazeCloud can fare better in casual boots than he can in fantasy football.
Oh no.
I may or may not have laid the smackdown on him over the weekend, and so he's looking to really fight those demons off and win.
So okay, so what you're saying is you're here out of what, spite or something, and Daze is just ready to take his revenge on you, so he can best this casual boot seed. Is that what we're saying?
He's trying to prove me wrong. I guess that I don't know. His luck is not his way because fantasy football is a lot of luck itself, and so here we are playing, another luck-based kind of
another luck. Yeah,
I
was even just thinking that. Well, surely, based on every single fallacy that I know of, if you are unlucky in one thing, surely that luck, has the bad luck has already been used up, and then you're just gonna get only nothing but good luck in the other thing that you try. That is what I learned. But yeah,
all right.
So I'm ready. Yeah.
We're getting going here in a couple seconds.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Daze, for having a really nice countdown on the timer. I am not your real uncle. Good to know. Maybe we'll find out real uncle in the castle.
I have lots of questions then.
Well, I mean, we actually have two heroines here in the Nintendo universe. We've got of course, DazeCloud's very classic Twilight Princess Zelda. I almost said Link. I don't know if the last time I've seen him not use the sprite, not at least not in his silly let's just have some kind of fun type of streams. Walsh, I'm not sure if he has a main sprite, but we certainly have looks like to be Princess Peach already kind of going.
Yeah, I'm not sure I recognize this Princess Peach sprite. It might be newish, honestly.
Yeah. So I unfortunately don't have the numbers from I think the latest and greatest new tournament branch. Sorry, not new tournament branch, but the new
Randomizer.
Yeah, Randomizer branch. Right. Yeah, but at least for League, we're still on the tournament branch, which is kind of like the tried and true favorite, tried and true familiar stable branch. We are watching. Speaking of not familiar whatsoever, we are having some parody here going on. Complimentary Hyrule Castle traversals. Artie Walsh taking the right side. Good thing he's on the right side of the screen. Dave's taking the left side. I'm so excited.
So it's interesting. So in casual boots, I believe it does not matter which side you take, but in regular, non-boot standard, you want to go down the left side.
Oh, really? Actually, so why is that?
Because if the guard that chases you down, if he's facing down, he will hit you if you're on the right side, but if down the left side, he doesn't do that.
Interesting. Oh, that is actually really, really subtle. I guess that's what you can maybe pick up if you end up speedrunning this game. I heard that, Relkin, you have actually a pretty good NMG speedrun time as well. 124? Yeah, that's I think you probably know what you're talking about, huh?
I've only got two 124s though. I can't say I'm a 124 runner.
Oh, well, that's right. Actually, that's right. In the big NMG race, right? That happened this past weekend. Is that right?
Yeah.
I have no sense of time anymore. Yeah, that actually happened. Congratulations. Big results. I think you were winner, right, for that one with the 124 time?
Yeah, I won that race, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this casual boots race right here.
Yeah. So of course, right? I mean, so we do have actually kind of unlike Artie Walsh and Daze has been running Randomizer, all sorts of different modes for quite some time. In fact, I believe in their race notes, whenever you can submit a race in the SG time or the SG website, you can basically put down, a couple of anecdotes or whatnot. We've seen cat facts every once in a while from some teams, some other animal facts. This one was, I believe this is a rematch from the 2017 tournament. Oh god, I'm old. I don't know which one of them submitted that. It could be either one, but these guys apparently have quite the history.
I think the runner on the left submits the races, so the Daze would have been the one to submit it.
Okay, all right, okay, that's a great. I see.
Yeah, that's crazy if that's the case. If it was the 2017, whichever 2017 main tournament it was, because I believe there were two.
Oh yeah, and I guess just this. I mean, and the randomizer has actually come across, come along for really quite some time. I mean, the randomizer today, certainly you would expect it to be pretty different, in terms of what it would look like, 6 years ago. But oh man, let me see, the sheer amounts of just like upgrades, quality of life improvements, just even like the meta, how the game is played feels is really really different. But it's actually really great to see, kind of how like the randomizer has evolved over the course of the years and just really become this really really fun game, right? And I think even back then, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because that was definitely before my time. Like the cross keys, right? Entrance was brand spanking new. Like key sanity was like the hottest. Like, how can you randomize keys, and in year 2023, I don't know if there's a single thing that we haven't randomized at this point.
Yeah, that's about right, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You
Alright,
can
but
do
of course,
any sort of combination flavoring of randomizer that you want with ALTTPR now, it seems.
yeah, even for like, we've got doors, we can even randomize underworld enemies, which, you know what, this is definitely one of those just because you can doesn't mean you should type of situations. Quite the interesting development. But of course, we're kind of, back to, I would say, more or less like roots, right? When we first started randomizer, oh my gosh, we have a mirror, that's really nice here in the back of the scape. Oh, a nice sink too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
but I was
could
gonna
use
say,
that mirror a little bit earlier, but
yeah, well, minor detail. But you know what? If we had gotten the mirror before we rescued Princess Zelda, I don't think we would have been able to see the right side traversal on Walsh's side either. So you gotta do you gotta trade off what you can.
Did I want to see the right side though? That's the question.
Again, as just because you can doesn't mean you necessarily should. Ooh, okay. Well, that's suddenly a really nice pickup actually here in Sanctuary. So we got actually a lot of good stuff. And we got a bottle. I believe that was from our house. So we can check Sick Kid immediately. We've got, as you mentioned, we got a mirror, which again would have been a bit more useful to save, what, like a minute, maybe? 45
Yeah,
seconds?
it's about a minute.
Okay, yeah, from the escape. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But we also got some money. So Zora suddenly is looking pretty nice.
And good, the runners did not forget Bonk Rocks, which I know I have done several times.
Relkin, how many casual boost tournaments have you won? I'm just curious when you
Well,
forget Bonk Rocks.
actually, I don't think I actually entered a casual boots tournament. I think it's always been like open boots or like open boots or open plus when you want to call it.
Okay. All right, then you know what? You're forgiven. All right, that's okay. Talking about that, we've also got a good amount of money here for. I think that was what tier 2 triple because they both got hurt. I want to say.
I could not tell what that was. Could you?
Yeah. No.
Okay,
I mean,
Red
I'm just guessing. But we do have a little bit of money extra as well, so it looks like we're gonna be able to get Bottle Vendor. We're gonna be able to probably get Zora if they really want to try for it. Of course, barring whatever else. Maybe they don't need to do another tree pull, right? Based on what they get in Cat Cricket. Ooh, we have a book already. Head check now.
Well,
No.
Walsh isn't doing it.
Nope.
Day's gonna do it. Yes.
Yes. Oh, beautiful. Again, even oh, nice cloth, by the way. I was gonna say, even in post escape, right? We've got nice a bit amount of little divergence. Days has confirmed that there is nothing of value that he is going to meet on pedestal. Walsh does not have that information quite yet, but we do actually see again, a little bit of imagery.
That can come into play in stuff like this where it's non-key sanity. If you go to a pendant dungeon and get all the items, you can not kill the boss, unless it's green pendant.
Yeah, and that's actually, as you mentioned, it actually could potentially come into play because certainly have seen before, this is, well, margins on casual boost seeds, just because there's, again, not too much, so keys, for example, are not randomized. It's only just kind of like the major items, right? So the amount of margin variation, a little bit reduced here in these quote-unquote, standard, open, basic type of fundamental modes. So if you could save yourself that extra, let's say, pendant, cutscene, right? Maybe you don't need a magic refill. It's actually quite a good amount of time save.
Yep, so interesting thing here is that Walsh decided not to do what Daze is doing, which is farming this single bomb bonk rock. Walsh just hoping maybe he would get bombs. If not, he'll just buy some afterwards.
Yeah, that's what it.
Oh, nice bomb lock bomb.
Yeah.
We always love to see
Yeah.
that.
Oh, where's our hentai, Ralkin? Where's our hentai on Kakariko? I want
A
to see
bomb,
this now.
3 bombs requires a bomb.
That's right. Ooh, we actually got powder. Oh, if we can find that, we can find a hammer. We can actually pretty quickly check magic that.
Okay, Walsh could have just gone to blindside and
Oh.
gotten 10 bombs right there.
I guess we don't want to risk it. I mean, it's understandable. So for what it's worth, he did try the other. Again, you know, Days went left to go get the guaranteed bomb. Walsh went right to try and get his luck for the 50-50 rock pull-ups. You know, just because he had a glove at that point. Was not successful, so it looks like he wanted to maybe try and do something that was a bit more, less luck-based. Excuse me. Yeah, but suddenly, you know, it's a little bit different here in Kakariko routing, you know, as you mentioned, just because, well, when you don't have a bomb to work with, things suddenly become a bit more convoluted. Somehow we ended up, how did Days get all this money?
There was some money in the back of blindside, which Walsh was about to get here.
Oh, okay, because that's quite the it's quite the money parity, given that we haven't really been anywhere different for these guys. Okay, so do we actually have much of a direction right now? So we have a book, we have a glove. We have no fire source. Yeah. Oh,
I knew what you were thinking there. I was like, okay, do we go to desert?
Well, I mean, we also don't have a bow, you know, and I guess, you know, this is not technically NMG, etc., but, you know, we can be hopeful here.
Why am I not surprised you said that?
Oh, yeah. No, but I'm sure, well, I mean, so, okay, so, like, without any other direction, would you just kind of go, like, where would you go, Robin? South Shore?
Yeah, I think we don't have a huge direction to go right now. You might think about not doing the dam when you go South Shore. You might just go straight to Moldorm and maybe put off the dam for when you want to go desert. Maybe you find a fire source.
Oh yeah, that's actually a really good point. We do actually have, I guess, maybe the book slightly, yeah, points or, you know, maybe nudges these guys over, you know, to the desert. Yeah, so actually a really nice kind of time set, because it's non-trivial for you to be able to, I guess, like, go to the dam and then, I don't know, like, switch back, like, those string transitions, right? Versus, like, just doing mini Moldorm.
Alright, I think Walsh went straight to mini Moldorm after all.
Yeah, looks like it. We can maybe confirm, depending on if the dam had anything, but never mind, we cannot confirm anything because Dazed is also going straight to mini Moldorm.
Do you like Divergence? Well, these runners don't.
Yeah, we like left versus right divergence. That's what we like here. Mini Moldorm was terrible.
Yeah, like, that was. Can I get my money back on that one? That was,
yeah, really. I would
awful.
actually rather just like I would like to just keep the time. By the way, not.
Oh, fair.
Not
yeah,
else.
that's a better. Give me my time back, please.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I send a complaint to get my time back?
Yeah, exactly. Where's the manager of Hyrule or Light World at the very least? Speaking of though, some watches up. I mean, I'm sure
Days. You know, Days is also at Oko %.
Yeah,
this screen's basically Oko.
Oh my gosh! No, why?
You just brushed right by him.
Gosh,
okay.
no. Okay, everything's fine. Nobody have anxiety attacks. All right, these are princesses. They only live the life of luxury. Oh my gosh. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Crabs have never killed anybody who is not on Team Pugs, okay? Alright, these are princesses. They have... What do they have? Pools? I don't even know what these guys keep. Everything's fine.
They certainly gave us a heart attack. I don't think we're gonna deny that one.
Yeah. Alright, okay, together.
Shield. Okay, if either of you guys picked that up, you're not my friend anymore. Don't pick that up, please.
Relkin, your avatar has a shield. Like, it's like you can't miss the shield. In fact, you could probably miss you versus the shield.
Dude, you're right. I need to fix that.
Yeah. Alright, looks like we actually, again, as you mentioned, if you are a fan of Divergence, I think we're gonna have to wait until probably, well, at least past Zora era, maybe Dark World. We are actually getting quite similar routing, even similar health. from both against of these princesses. Days, however, the aping that he is not going to be keeping any type of bees. Looks like Walsh is not going to do the same, but Days also decided to try and keep look at the
Hey,
Solsky.
is Solsky somewhere?
Yeah, where is he?
I think we should all go thank him. Everyone go do that, please.
Amazing. Well, good thing we got tons of money from Kakariko.
Yeah, good point. Like, for whatever reason, like, what if the Night of them decide to do the water walk, which I feel like it's hard to not do in casual boots, but like, you don't do that, you miss your hammer, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm doing everything else before Zora area, and well, you do that, you don't get your hammer.
Yeah, and I guess actually, I don't know. I've heard other people say, like, especially when you have the money in casual boots, like it's hard to not do Zora, or like I don't know if it's like meta or not, but like it's very very common, for people in casual boots to do that water walk. And yeah, especially in this case of money. We have a lamp here in the drained item. Interesting. So that's a fire source,
that was a
right?
thing. I was gonna mention that, like, if there's just a fire source in the dam, I'm gonna be feels a little silly, because we're trying to put off the dam, that way we can do it in desert before, like, when we get our fire source from Mini Poltorm and the Zora area. Well, it's just in the dam.
Yeah, well, so interesting enough, Days decided to visit Quick Saha. So Iker, of course, our awesome tracker, has already actually marked some information that Turtle Rock 1 is 3 pendant, but also we found a Master Sword. We don't have a pearl, and we are 1 pearl away from Dark World access. I don't know if your castle Agna senses are tingling, Relkin.
I mean, we got a hammer. I feel like it's not gonna be an Agaseed, because we have glove and hammer already, and pearls, We also have mirror and hammer, so we have East Death Mountain access.
Oh yeah, we've got Crystal Hera just ready to go potentially. Ooh, actually, so Days didn't go to the dam, right? So he doesn't have that lamp, and so barring a hook shot up here, we probably, like, if the big key is fire locked, we cannot complete that on his side.
Right. I mean, basically, the basement is inaccessible currently to Days. So if we can't do it, whatever item or big key, then that could play a factor. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we've certainly seen. I mean, this is, well, the pearl could be in Hera basement. Let's also put it that way. In which case, you would also need that fire source. I believe that has also happened before, where certainly maybe not the greatest feeling if you last locate, but if at least you last locate in the light world, it's not as bad. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's better to last locate early.
Yeah. All right.
We've only seen 1 item in desert thus far.
Walsh is really, he's acting as if he has red mail, and unfortunately, like, even though the dress is pink, I don't quite think it affords him all of the luxuries of red mail in this particular case.
I think, did the old man have half magic? Because Days has half magic now.
That's, actually, you might be right. No, we definitely didn't see Days rescuing the old man. I mean, just because we don't have the lamp, but I think that was the only other time.
Well, Days also didn't see Days rescuing the old man.
Yeah,
so.
True. True. Alright, I'm gonna assume that we did check the ledge on Walter's side, like when he first came into desert. I've already forgotten what's on there. I'm just gonna assume that it is.
I think it was a red rupee.
Okay, alright. Alright, Iker confirming that it's half magic.
Sorry, red rupee was on Spec Rock, but I don't know about Desert Ledge. I think it was trash though.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, basically, if it's not an item that you're gonna go pick up, it's already it's already out of my memory bank. So. Ooh, with that Master Sword though, yeah, that was the other, counter to what Days has. He can actually check Ether Tablet. It turns out to be, well, nothing of value.
But he doesn't have to do it later, although each runner has the book, and, like, Walsh can check that, and we'll see it's nothing, and that won't matter for him.
Yeah, right. Although
this Lambo fight's gonna be a bit long, Clear Mouse.
Yeah, I'm really actually kind of disappointed. Like, so Master Sword, I guess, like, might make things a little bit nicer just because you have a longer reach, you could spin. We do have the hammer, but yeah, as you mentioned, and we've got bombs. We got bomb land mode coming in. Kind of bomb hammer. Man, is this Randomizer? Is this swordless? Like,
we are just doing our best, I guess. Is what it comes down to. Yeah, but while we are watching this glorious, Lambo fight, we got a pearl there in Hera. It was in the basement cage, so
Oh,
not fire
nice.
locked.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, so we got Pearl and Basement Case. It looks like we're going upstairs. So that's at least even one item for out of Hera. Maybe this will be a super nice layout. We can always hope. But yeah, this will be Daze's first crystal actually relatively shortly. And I'm sure Walsh in this case will go up to the mountain, especially for him it's in logic. All right, well, nicely done.
Yeah.
We've MacGyvered our way through Landmos. We got a hammer, a couple bombs, maybe a couple slashes in there. Not sure, but we've already gotten our first 5/6 crystal on Walsh's side.
Yep, you do what you can in that fight with what you have, and that's what we had was not very good, but we lived. Meanwhile, we got Moldorm now. Oh, okay, we got Enraged Moldorm. Okay.
Yeah, not the best. I mean, not the best situation, just because you don't want Enraged Moldorm like ever. Can't happen, of course, even the Master Sword. I'm gonna assume that there is an item in the basement, correct?
There is, yes, there's an item in the basement, and we don't have fire on Dave's side. Great.
Well, okay, so Relkin, like, if you did have the lamp on Daze's side, like, would you stay and do Hera basement, or would you just go into Dark Worlds?
I guess the completionist
Or the rest of
probably
the
would just
mountain.
do it.
Okay.
Well, for sure, do the rest of the mountain before leaving, yes, but I guess I just do Hera basement because it's early.
Okay. That's I think that's very fair.
Well, I mean, like with, yeah, you kind of can't miss Hera. You kind of have to get your pearl, so you're forced to choose, at least on Walsh's side, to whether you want to do Hera basement or not. Very early, and so.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Daze had no choice, but
for better or for worse, Daze had no choice. I mean, and again, like this is Randomizer, as you mentioned. There is quite the well, I won't necessarily say high, but there's quite a significant luck factor. You cannot control where the items are placed, and well, as we're kind of debating this, right? Hera basement is a check that not very many people like to go do, just because it is a high time commitment value. Yeah, it's over a minute, something like that, for one item location. But of course, if like Hera basement has your mitts, for example, right? Or I don't know, like some item of progression, and you can leave that behind. It's maybe not the best feeling to go back there half an hour later.
Nope. Like for instance, this scene we got. Wait. Oh, those are flippers. Did Daze not pick? Maybe Daze picked those flippers up. I think maybe Daze picked those up after all, and so has flippers.
Okay. Well, we're gonna find out if he decides to try and fake flipper, and well, he might be more successful than he might think.
Like Daze, I saw Daze walking out of Spec Rock, so he knows flippers are there. Just obviously he knew they were there, so he probably picked them up. Like I have no idea.
Well, we're gonna hope. I guess. Well, what do we even do? Oh, actually, it looks like Swamp Palace is a pendant today, so we may not actually need those. I mean, we're gonna have to eventually go into ice at some point, but yeah, maybe we'll never actually see if we need those flippers. At least practically speaking. We got a shovel, interesting. We got a cane, okay. Heart container. Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's a really nice hype cave, actually.
That was probably couldn't have asked for a better one. Although a fire source would have been nice.
Yeah. As Daze
is Daze gonna do the dam here? He might actually with the tablet. No. Okay, no, we're not doing tablet, I guess. Oh, okay, you remember?
Well, no. Daze is having a thinking moment. We have decided, after the back and forth, that we're gonna go check the tablet real quick.
Yeah, still remains to be seen whether he will check the dam. I mean, in this pendant swamp, he might check it now that he doesn't have to beat Swamp. He might just go ahead and do the dam. I guess we're.
We're just going straight to desert. Okay, that's also fine. Do we actually get anything of value out of desert? I know that I know Watchful cleared it. Okay.
think they're both 10 arrows on the right side and on the boss.
No. Well, then that's very. that's not useful without a bow, Relkin.
Uh,
Excuse me. We
what do you
definitely.
want from me?
I was hoping you
A
could
bow?
like bless this team. Yes. Well, I mean, I want a bow for these guys. I don't want.
Okay.
I don't personally want a bow. I mean, the game is even so kind to give you some, refill for your ammunition that you would have used. So I'm just saying, it would have been very convenient. I get a little bit of extra value.
And this is. So I guess this probably. Well, actually, it could. You know what? This could hurt Days. If the flute is like in Pyramid Fairy, this could hurt Days here. This dip of desert. Because doesn't have the lamp from the dam to finish desert while he's here.
Oh my gosh, dude, you're so right. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I was like, why? Like, he's gonna be able to clear out this crystal. No, you are
No, we
100%
can't.
correct. We have not been to the dam. Yeah, that lamp, as a, obviously it's a light source, puts a lot of dark rooms in logic, etc., etc. But I mean, as we're kind of seeing here, lamp can be a very vital fire source, and that fire source is in this case is locking a 5/6 crystal. Hard locking, not even soft locking.
Walsh having a bit of an easier time with Moldorm. Gets his second crystal.
Yeah, Walsh is making tremendous progress, actually. So he's got his Dark World access. He's got 2 crystals under the belt. I don't know. And I don't know whatever Peach has in this case. I guess Satchel?
We're not doing hair basement. Okay, so I
No,
guess
looks
we will just never know, or at least we won't know until an hour later, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right. So when they come back to Hera Basement for their bow, 1 hour later, we'll called it first here at the 25-minute mark. Yeah, but I mean, like, assuming Walsh after the mountain stuff, he goes to Hype Cave. He's gonna have kind of like the same latitude that Days has in terms of freedom of choice, right? We're gonna get our mitts, so all of Dark World is easily accessible to us, right? We go to Village for Outcast quickly. We can come back straight to the mountain, I guess, if we want to check out Dark Death Mountain.
Well, that's not what Days is doing, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks like we're going. Are we
where
going to the dam
is-
now?
Are we? Is this the? Are we doing Hookless Pendant Swamp here? I don't know what else this could be for.
No way. Really?
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow, Days. Okay, all right. Confirmation that he did pick up the flippers. Holy cow! What a location to go to on this equipment.
Yeah. So now that we're in the year 2023, Clear Mouse, we have this thing called Specky Clip, and
we do.
we kind of can't do that on Days' side right now.
Also, an astute observation. I was almost well, of course, unless that just means that the hookshot is in the first chest of Swap Palace.
Oh, see, now I'm sure Days would like the way you think, but I have no idea how the seed's gonna want to do its thing. All right, Days probably feeling a little silly now, seeing that lamp and already having dipped desert. So, what is the as the kids say, mental damage of Days right now?
These guys have been playing since 2017. What is your age reference in terms of rando years here? If they've been playing for this long,
Are you a rando baby, a rando toddler,
rando teenager maybe, or
rando college age?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna graduate any day now. Ooh, wow. I don't know if I've ever seen actually anyone pick up an item from that far away in Hype Cave, but it's all good. It's all good.
All right, so we didn't end up doing Swamp after all. I guess Daves was like, okay, that lamp is good enough for me to not do Swamp. So that was just teasing us, thinking we were gonna get some spicy play there early on.
Yeah. I mean, but for what it's worth, though, like you like the fact that it is Pendant Swamp, right, might make you, a bit more. I don't know. I mean, it might be a bit more polarizing in terms of decision.
I think, I mean, like, yeah, Pendant Swamp, it could have something, and since we don't need hookshot technically. If you can hover, you don't need hookshot, or if you can Moldorm bounce. But
ooh, that's actually a really good point. Man, this is actually important. This is actually one of the biggest vocalist. Some people would get about being having Pendant Swamp and then crossing that Moldrum 2 back. Now I'm trying to actually think. Can Days? I want to say that Days bounces. I don't actually know about Walsh. If someone can confirm in chat.
I know Days knows how to bounce. I could have swore I'd seen him try to hover before though too.
Okay.
Well, I have no idea about Walsh.
Right. Yeah, but you're certainly. I mean, like you have quite like a lot of foresight, basically. But like as you did kind of observe before, if the flute is behind Pyramid Fairy, like we know that there are no items here in Desert, so if Days waits basically, for the flute to show up, and then he can basically, he has to go back to Mire eventually. So one mere transition away, especially just going to the back of Desert, not going to be, too big of a deal. However, though, as you mentioned, if we cannot get the flute before going back to Desert, it is actually going to be quite a significant time sink.
Right. Okay, well, since we couldn't see what was on Big Game on Dave's side, I guess we're just gonna have to see it on Walsh's side.
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
Well, forget what I said about not having hook shot.
Are you going back to Pendant Swamp right now?
No, you're not. You're not going back. I think you're picking up the Smith here. Maybe you may not pick the Smith up, but you're going to Village. You're right here.
Oh, would you not pick up the Smith?
Oh wait, sorry. Yes. Pick this. We have the mirror. Yes, pick the Smith up. Purple chest though is the thing you may not.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Although if you're thinking, you might be thinking because we actually don't have any clearable crystals at the moment. So maybe you do actually take purple chest and go down the swamp afterwards.
What is your verdict for Pendant Thieves Town? Like, are you going in for front four? Are you going to never do not do Thieves Town now and go basically keep going north, like into maybe Skull Woods and North Dark World from here? Are you going basically straight back, to Swamp?
I think you go back to Swamp, but that's just me.
Okay. Any particular decision or think that would kind of push you back into Swamp, or you just think that there's higher value down there, or something?
I mean, assuming we don't find anything like the Fire Rod here in this area, then I think going back to Swamp is the play.
Okay. All right. No, I think that's very fair. We do have, well, it's not the green pendant, but it is up to 6 items, depending on whether or not you want to do left side. I have heard that left side Swamp is at least one commentator's guardian angel. May not, be necessarily in favor for Walsh or Days, but I guess we're going to see what ends up happening if they decide to go in.
There has been a lot of discussion on when to do left side Swamp now that we have Specky Clip.
Oh, right, yeah, that's actually very excellent point.
Supposedly, it loses a lot less time to do left side Swamp after already having done the rest of Swamp than it did before Specky Clip. So you could still hedge your bet and not do left side immediately, especially if you're one item from go mode. You could just do the back, and then if you don't find your go mode or whatever, then you go back in. Here, I think it might be best still just to go ahead and do it early, since we have so much left we still need. But
so maybe we have to take a little bit inventory stock here. So we don't have any eyes on the Mire medallions because we don't have the flute yet, but it looks like we're gonna need a Fire Rod, at least 1 medallion.
Fire Rod, bow,
flute?
at least 1 medallion.
Oh, right, the bow,
flute.
right? Oh, okay, yes. Well, we already know the bow. The bow's gonna be in Hera basement. We're gonna go there an hour later. That was the prediction. So.
Oh, okay. Well, they'll make sure to blame you, not me, right? Okay.
Yeah, it looks like though so far nothing really in the village. At least I guess we'll check out C-Shape House. Days decided to do the front 4, so I'm gonna watch on Walsh's side how many items there were. At least 2.
already at most 2.
Okay, so 2 might be a good answer if we're gonna go from at least and at most, because we do know the guaranteed big key is here in the front as well. So only 1 real spot left for a potential item. Meanwhile, though, it looks like Dazed is nothing else probably here unless we magically got a Fire Rod in that chest that we couldn't see. We're here in Skull Woods. My guess is that we did not get the Fire Rod, otherwise he may not have been clearing it this way.
Okay, so yeah, it was that was the second item in the front, so
okay.
No
okay,
Fire
it's just Okay, so 1 heart container and 20 rupees. Oh, wait, these. Well, we're suddenly on red mail on 13 hearts, so good thing we have the mirror. Otherwise, death warping. In addition to that fairy that we have, is going to be kind of terrible.
Yeah, I mean the mirror. We got the mirror in Escape, so you
True,
know,
true.
health
Mhm.
and safeties are welcome. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, so neither of these runners are taking my advice, and they're just going to Skull Woods,
Yeah.
throwing caution to the wind. You know.
Well, yeah, well, there are different philosophies, when it comes to Skull Woods. And in fact, actually, I think ever since Twitch had expanded like number of emote slots, for people, like animated slots, just regular emotes, people have been so expressive, about their opinions for. I'm sorry, you found a shield.
Oh, so,
Here at
so
Skull
you were
Woods.
saying about expressing opinions? Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, some people, I believe, do not, buy into Skull Woods without the fire rod. Some people, that is Dunka, always goes into Skull Woods.
All right. Well, well, what like you were saying, Walsh is actually not going to Skull Woods. I feel like he's just gonna keep heading eastward here and go to Catfish. He might turn
Catfish,
around.
another great location.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we can check King's Tomb here as well, right? Because we got the mitts in
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah, we actually have both mitts and mirrors.
Oh
so
yeah,
we could have checked it in Light World or Dark World.
Good point. Good point.
We almost forgot about it.
I was like, okay, does he know something that we don't? Because I don't think we've seen this yet. Yeah. All right. Okay. So Daze is just doing his due diligence. Maybe he's trying to hedge. We don't know necessarily. What Walsh kind of subscribes to, like what type of mentality he's in. But it looks like at least North Arc World doesn't seem to be yielding very much. But yeah. So I guess. I mean, would you go to Pod from here? Catfish? You said Catfish?
I think since you're right here, you do Catfish because it's like there's no better opportunity to do it than right now.
Yeah. That's also a good point. Catfish is one of those locations that it is very, very difficult to route in, and even like the best time, again, it's all relative, right? So if you're here, and if it only takes you 40 seconds instead of like a minute and a half or whatever it takes to get here, that's actually probably a win.
Okay, now we're going back to the mountain now that we have our mitts and a hook shot, so we can do everything here without having to hover hook shot cave and so. Alright, so Daze is actually not doing what Walsh is doing. But I think I think it won't matter, at least for Daze, because he won't miss that sword.
He definitely will not. Well, he will physically probably miss that sword because I can't see him going to Catfish anytime soon. But however, though, he will certainly not mentally or I guess like emotionally miss that sword. We are very happy with Omega playableness for Tempered. We do not need any more.
Yeah, so Walsh will almost certainly get Gold Sword this scene because we're not missing Sahasrahla, I don't think. Unless we get Bo Gomo.
Yeah, Bo
and Hair basic Gomo.
That's right. Who needs in this case? Well, I mean, maybe while it is, maybe like a farther out prospect that maybe we will be Turtle Rock for the Green Pendant. We'll go visit Saha, and turn it in. Again, it's a very far off prospect. We need a lot of stuff to get into Turtle Rock. And beat it. Although speaking of, Rolkin, if we can get in here, like let's say we pick up, we find the medallion, would you go in?
Well, it also might help me if I have 1 or 2 rods in my inventory to answer that question better. So we'll see. Let's see what we get.
Okay, all right, okay, fair. Yeah, interesting enough, it is Bombos. It is something that we do not have. If we do pick up Bombos, that's probably Ice Palace access, as opposed to, running back up to although, maybe based on the state of the scene and the race, maybe they're interested. Okay, we have nothing.
Okay, yeah, I think I also skip out on Turtle Rock here. Well, we can't even get in anyway, but, if we had gotten just Bombos, then I'd be skipping Turtle Rock here.
Okay.
So, Walsh... So Daze still skipping out on Hair Basement, worth noting. He could have done it there, but I think I also agree if I'm in his shoes, I don't do Hair Basement. I think I just go to Swamp.
Yeah, this looks like kind of what Daze, at least Daze is where he's headed. And, before, like, so Swamp is a really nice, like, very densely packed dungeon with a lot of items, 6 of them. And again, we're gonna actually get to see with the hookshot this time around, right?
Oh
we can
goodness,
actually
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Yeah, so okay, so this is actually kind of interesting. So I was actually gonna ask you while we were still up on the mountain, like one of the reasons maybe you want to delay Hera Basement is you want to try and combine this with like Spike Cave, but Walsh is actually doing Spike Cave out of logic, right?
Yeah, I don't know about this. This is a, I mean, we have the means to do it. What you know, despite it being out of logic, but I probably just forget about this.
So if you had Spike Cave and Hera Basement together, like, so granted, on the one hand, you neither check is isolated, so when you do come up the mountain later on, you can get both of them. On the other hand, like, these are like extremely long checks, right? So is it like more tempting or less tempting, I guess, for you to come back?
Yeah, I mean, I would have if I was Walsh. I might as well just have done both Hair Basement and Spike Cave if I was right there.
Okay.
But he just only did Spike Cave.
Well, I guess Hera Basement is even more isolated. I mean, at this point, it's pretty. It is. I don't know if there's anything else.
It's less
near
isolated
there.
for Days because he hasn't done Spike Cave yet. But it is very isolated for Walsh.
Yeah. Speaking of the, okay, so on Days' side, we had a really nice Specky clip going in. So I did not see if he actually got the key. It's okay. So, right. So you're talking about actually Specky clipping making left side swamp a little bit potentially faster. Like, do you have to go pick up the key from Trenches 1?
Yes. So yeah, if you
Okay.
come back in, if you decide to come back in, you need to pick that trench pot key up. So that way you can do left side swamp faster upon re-entry.
Okay. And that has been, I guess, like, decided that
map.
was the fastest. Okay.
Yep. This has been. It's because you want to skip that key. You want to skip that key in case you don't come back in. But if you do come back in, that key is there for you to do left side faster because it is the slowest of the 3 potential candidates for key skipping. Well, besides that one's the only one, and really that one's the only one that's on the way to left side upon re-entry. Hey, look, a bow.
Hey, look, there's a bow. I mean, Hera Basement looks a little wet today. I'm just saying, like, and it happens to also be a pendant here. But yes, we have a bow, so we finally have some more direction in this particular case. Looks like Days is gonna continue. Oh, good bow. Good thing he continued. Holy cow!
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't know. I mean, well, that was my question. I guess like Waterfall maybe is a pretty cheap chest to go, you know, after Flooded Room. I mean, so you've already gotten 2 items out of Swamp. Are you finishing this?
Well, Days, it's interesting for Days because he knows that Pedestal has nothing on it. So this is, you know, if we don't get an item here, if we get Map or Compass, then this is a bust here.
Oh, excellent point. Yeah, Days actually did read the Pedestal at minute, I don't know, 6 or something after Escape in Lost Woods because we got the book in the mushroom spot. Oh, yeah.
Oh, good try there on the 0 cycle. Almost got it.
You have to also wait out a little bit too, unfortunately, for Days. And of course, yeah, no Ross means that we're just gonna do the old Wayne 2-spin. Very reliable. And yeah, it is a map. So Days also picked up the big key in Flooded Room, so I think there are 2 items left. Is that right? Because we just saw the map.
We saw the big key.
And we just
saw the compass.
Well, the compass was not here. Okay, so we had 2 items. Yeah, so I think there are 2 items left in Swamp.
Well, Days does not want to come back in though, so
okay.
we're just on our way. He's gonna go activate his flute and then go to Pod Eastern probably. Because we don't have a medallion yet for Meyer, so it'd probably be better just to go to Eastern Pod.
Yeah, okay. And it looks like actually for what it's worth, like Days does get a little bit bailed out, you know, just because, you know, the flute, which is what he really needs in order to get into the back of desert to not basically incur as much of a time loss, because he's still down a desert crystal, you know, to wall.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot we had brought that up. Yeah, so Days is now safe from the horror that could be the Pyramid flute.
Actually, which was the other
okay.
crystal?
Yeah, we did hammer pegs. That's right. Okay, so we're gonna turn purple chest in after we activate flute.
Oh right. That does make a lot of sense. I do actually like this play. It's nice and efficient.
Yeah, you may as well. I think Walsh is doing the exact same thing too. Looks like, however, Walsh did end up bailing after getting the flute, and that is the correct play. Based on the knowledge that we have.
Oh yeah.
Not the knowledge that he doesn't have the knowledge that Pedestal's dead, but like we know, and you know, Days knew, and also got the map. Therefore, we just know Argus is nothing. But also not doing purple chests.
It's kind of interesting then, in that case. Yeah, I mean, like, it is still an extra time investment. I mean, it is certainly much faster with the flute, the mirror, and the everything, but it's not worth 50 rupees worth of time. So again, it's gonna be another time save that Walsh has over Days.
Okay, so Days not taking my advice once again and going to my area without a medallion.
Well, I guess, okay, so I'm actually wondering at this point, okay, granted that we still need the fire rod, and we still need at least one medallion, which is Days help. Okay, we're
I guess we're...
Did he actually spy it?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Are we not checking? We're doing desert here, I think. I think we're finishing desert, but are we checking the Mire medallion? We kind of need to know
I'm
this.
sure. Yeah, I was curious.
Okay.
Okay, all right. It is Bombos.
Okay, actually, this is good routing. Actually, because he can check the medallion on the way to finishing desert. So that was actually smart from Dazed.
All right, so Walsh is finally getting to the hospital. He'll pick up his gold sword. The rest of his bosses will be trivially easy.
Yep.
We can do the old 3/ on Cold Stare. Yep, although I have heard that if the Cold Stare puffs still disperse, you could still fall back to the old 6/, which is, you know, just chasing them down and keep slashing, and hopefully it's still 6.
Actually, wouldn't it be 9 slashes then?
Well, it depends on how many had gotten away from you, but yes, it will, you know, still be it'll still be some number of slashes for Cold Stare, just not as scary probably as, you know, only being on tempered. Although these guys are on 14 hearts and red mail, I don't think anything at this point can probably scare them.
Yeah, we're very comfy. This is a comfy casual boot seed.
Oh yeah, talking about Days. Oh, what a right decision to come here after Swamp Palace immediately. He even has the bow out. I saw him practicing before the race. So excited.
I think the temper sword is putting in more work than the bow. I'm sorry to tell you.
He did only fire 4 arrows, that is true. Yeah, with temper spins, that's basically like a fire rod damage, right?
Yep. Okay, so real quickly, all we need is fire rod and bombos, and that's it. That's it. We don't need ice rod. With the medallions are not ether and quake for Mire or Turtle Rock. Yeah, and that's okay. So where are they now? Is the question.
Yeah, I was actually maybe thinking that Days, like, if he comes here first and let's just say he gets somehow like both items that he needs, right? Like he has eyes on the Mire medallion, so he knows in this case that he only needs bombos, and maybe because of fire rod, maybe he can kind of sort of go mode Eastern Pod. If he's really lucky. I am also kind of surprised he's picking up another fairy given his health situation. Like he is armed to the teeth, and. Well, I mean, I know he has 1 shield, but I think he has, like, multiple layers of protection at this point.
Alright, so we haven't found anything yet here in Pod, just keys. I think we are bow locked, though, because...
Oh, what was in the... Oh, well, bow lock side had 2 keys? I didn't see what was in shooter room.
I believe, shooter room was not a small key, so we had to go down bow lock side.
Okay. Alright, so we did pick up Burna, which I guess technically does put now Spike Cave in logic, which Walsh, of course, already checked for us, and yes, it was the bug net. So if they were already down fairies, they could catch more fairies if they so wish.
They could release and catch and release over and over to their heart's content.
PSA, this is still the tournament branch. If you were worried about extra sprites though being on screen, this may not be the mode for you, or at least the randomizer version.
Yeah, well, see, it's not fast drawn, so we don't have that going for us.
Yeah. Also,
we can't just throw everything, caution to win, and have everything on screen and not expect the game not to lag. And...
Although actually, So I've always wondered, I don't know if you would know this either, but like, do like the heart containers, like the hearts, like does that also cause lag?
Yeah, having more hearts can create lag in the game. This is part of...
I had no idea, actually. That's really, because I definitely knew that rupees like cause lag because it has a counter, but also heart containers too.
Right, yeah, like the calculation of how many rupees you have can cause some lag. and then it was thought originally that Mirror Shield created more lag versus the other shields, but it turns out it's because we had so many hearts. That's why it lags so much. I think it does not matter between which shield. Although I still like to believe that, you know,
Well,
I
Mirror
myself like to
Shield-
think that Mirror Shield is causing us grief.
I mean,
by
it
adding
is.
more
You
lag.
can't see half your sprite, or most of your sprite for that matter, depending on what you use. Like, it's a quite a big eyesore. And honestly, like if you are playing the game, either using the sprite as part of your like visual cues, or you just kind of like looking at like the sprite that you're using, right? It just feels like it's kind of like a detriment.
Despite our wishes to have less lag, we are on our way to kill Helmasaur on Walsh's side. We have the Canis Samaria, we have the bow, we have so much health, like comfy Helmasaur, right?
And he has gold sword too, so this is gonna be the old 2/, if I'm counting correctly. I mean, he can always use other things, like he can use his regular bow. He could, well, we don't have silvers, but I mean, like we can also maybe use bombs. I assume he's just gonna slash at Helmasaur until he dies, after the helmet break. Did we find anything in pod out of curiosity, like item wise, like value wise?
Don't think so.
Okay.
We are just basically only that big key was valuable to us in it.
Yeah. Big key leading to Helma, which is I guess gonna be another crystal. What is the other? Oh, this is actually yeah. Okay, that was gonna be my next question. So, well, okay, I'm gonna also say that we're gonna do Eastern. So is Pyramid Fairy tempting at all for you after this?
Let's see. Well, okay, for Dazed, I think yes. He has I think done a lot more clearing than Walsh has. Walsh has not been to the mire area yet, so he may not go directly there. We'll see.
Walsh also has not done Skullwoods yet either, right? That was an area that he also skipped. I mean, we also saw that the Skullwoods, at least front, had the expected amount of value. So, obviously, no loss for Walsh here.
Alright, so there's Helmsword down. Does he have anything for us? Last bottle.
We have our last bottle. Speaking of, we don't always have to carry or catch fairies with our bug net. We can, in fact, catch bees as well. Did you know, apparently, you can also dig up bees from the ground using the shovel? That was also something recent that I did not know about.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was curious about this myself. I'm sure that the devs or people that have played the rando for a long time or vanilla, like you actually don't dig up anything with a shovel in vanilla. Shovel does not.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Anything. Like so the fact that the shovel can dig up random things for us is a rando only thing. Supposedly actually, in the GBA version that the shovel can dig up parts and stuff, but not vanilla and on the SNES.
Interesting. Well, the GBA version is kind of already, I would say, in a class of its own, right? Isn't there like an extra flute spot in the GBA version too? Like Flute Spot 9? Or is that a different game?
I think there is an extra flute spot in the GBA version.
Okay. Yeah, I remember hearing like something about that extra flute spot being like a nice quality of life, but at the same time, I don't know. There are a lot of differences where you might think it may not be a big deal, but it can be quite different in terms of experience. So. We're quite happy in this case with a lot of the things kind of mimicking like the original game. Yeah. So speaking of, we also haven't really seen too much value here in Eastern Palace either. This is of course certainly one of my preferred dungeons. I don't actually know if there was an item, like how many items and big keys we've had so far. I don't know. Like, would you be tempted at all to skip the vanilla big key chest if it's a 50-50?
Because we're 2 items from go mode. I don't think I'd skip it, but the runners might think differently. Cause I mean, we already skipped Terra Basement, even though it was early. It's not a 50-50. There is an item, so Walsh is not taking a chance.
All right, I think that's very fair. Yeah, and I think you're right. Like, so certainly Walsh has more stuff, I guess, maybe open to him or unknown to him, right? We kind of pointed out that he hasn't been to Skullwoods, he hasn't been to the Mire area at all. But I guess he has done some one-off stuff. Like he went to go to Catfish.
He did Spike Cave. He did Spike Cave. He went to Catfish because Days saved and quit out of King's Tomb. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like, and so it seems like Welsh is kind of investing more in these like very long one item check locations versus Days is maybe doing like more region based, right? Like he did all of the Mire area, he did all of, Skullwoods, for example, that had potentially more than one item.
All right, so well, if you want to skip the big key chest, you could, and you wouldn't get burned by it. But it was an item, so it's hard to not do that, I guess.
You would, well, right? So you would not physically get burned. I don't know how. What kind of mental fortitude would you have actually if you kind of skipped it at this stage in the game, right? Because we're almost an hour in, and we're still missing, Fire Rod and Bombos, which could be in a lot of places, like Hera Basement, for example. Although, I mean, like, given, like, the propensity of, I mean, we could maybe meme up a little bit, right? Once we go find the Fire Rod, like, we're gonna go Ice Palace, right? That's gonna be our other, fire source.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Zelga's in chat, so we have to go to Ice Palace,
That's
right?
true. As soon as we get one thing in, we are beelining it to Cold Stare.
Oh, I don't know if we're skipping stuff in Ice Palace, but,
Okay, that's also probably fair. Yeah, and I think at this point it doesn't actually matter what fire, version we get. If it's Bombos, that gets us an Ice Palace. If it's a Fire Rod, it gets us into Ice Palace, and it's a fully clearable crystal, so...
Yeah. Okay, so Walsh, I think, is either going to go to the Mire area to scout, what entry requirement it is, and then probably is going to do Pyramid here. I feel like that's what he's going to do.
Okay. Alright,
okay,
so Days is also not going to check. Alright, very fair. Yeah, I mean, this is also going to be, high value for Walsh, too. I mean, like, there's Mire Shed for him, there's Checkerboard Cave. If it happens to have, like, a medallion in there for him, he's got a clearable crystal in front of him.
Right, so now he knows that he needs Bombos and Fire Rod for go mode. And is most likely heading to Pyramid Fairy after this, because... So besides Pyramid Fairy, between both the runners, we got the back of Thieves Town. We have Left Side Swamp, which supposedly Left Side Swamp has 2 items.
Left Side Swamp.
Yeah, I know.
I totally forgot about Left Side Swamp. Oh, well, oh man. Okay, so Days, I don't know what his, I guess, like, how he feels about Left Side Swamp right now, because he did beat Argus. But I mean, like, for Walsh, he saving quit out. So is that more tempting, you think, for Walsh, since he also potentially has an item on? I don't know.
Actually,
I guess he knows there's 2 items left, right?
Yes, because he didn't find the map yet. So he knows there's 2 items left.
But I guess, like, the 2 items, like, one of them can still be on Argus, right? So is that, like, more or less tempting for you to go back into Swamp? Because, like, the last item could be on Argus, right?
It could, yes. I feel like I actually never had that situation where I left Argus behind as a pendant and also left Left Side Swamp, and I'm going back into Swamp. So I actually would not. I don't have experience in that regard, I guess. Kind of interesting, but
it is. Yeah, I guess. Well, okay, I don't think that Specky Clip necessarily even made any difference in particular for like this particular seed, just because it's based on item layout. But it's ever since Specky Clip was allowed, I feel like we've seen different, interesting, unique situations that have come out of Swamp Palace once you can kind of bypass that hammer requirements. Yeah, ever tried to defeat Argus on no hammer, no sword? But you've got like 20 bombs in the Fire Rod? Yes. At least one person has attempted it.
It's such like so cursed, honestly. Oh, the Bombos is just there.
It's just right there. Okay, well, I guess Pyramid Fairy is a really good decision. Is Fire Rod just here, or is it going to be an Ice Palace? Okay, alright, it is not quite here.
Okay, Days is also doing Pyramid Fairy, it looks like.
Yeah, so this is actually quite good.
Man, so turns out that, Pyramid is just the play. Like, you didn't have to do Pyramid Fairy. You can just get your Bombos and go.
Well, okay, so I have, at least from watching a lot of casual boots, it seems like Pyramid is really not a, like, easy place to kind of, like, route in. I don't know, like, when would you go visit Pyramid in this, like, in this particular seed.
Right. It's hard. Okay, actually, I forgot we had not checked Hobo. I don't think either runner checked Hobo. They went to the Zora area when they did their water walk.
That's correct. Yeah, and the fact that Walsh is checking it now is probably again, relatively speaking, like the best time. It's never Hobo is not necessarily a fast check, but mirror flippers right here. I mean, right close to pyramid, like this is about as close as you can.
So actually, you can check the Hobo with the big bomb in tow.
True, that is also very true.
I mean,
don't be alarmed.
That we didn't see that from either of the runners, but
Yeah, don't be alarmed at the fact that the bomb is kind of going up. You have plenty of time to talk to Hobo. And Days. Nice double take. Alright, so it looks like, Days is gonna probably finish up. Just do Pyramid Fairy. We've already invested the time. I mean, it was literally right here. He's gonna get a little bit of a refund in terms of his cost to buy the Pyramid Fairy bomb. But then, we're kind of just like, I don't know, a minute-ish or something? Days is just going to Ice Palace, it looks like.
Yeah, that Hobo is an after Ice Palace thing for him. If even at all, because he could just go to Mire after Ice.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We have another... I forgot we can actually do Mire as well, too. Well, so would you actually go to Mire before Ice, then?
No, you go to Ice first. Ice has 3 items, and it's a lot more convenient to do every single item check than it is for Mire.
Would that include Iced Tea? Like, is that tempting for you to skip at all here?
Here with 1 item for go, yes. We'll see. Let's see what our item loadout here in Ice is before I give you a solid answer.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Yeah, I never know what if there is an a priori calculus that you consider before going into a dungeon, versus kind of like a more dynamic one. You see what the item layout is, and then you make kind of like a state of the match type of decision whether or not you continue.
Okay, so that item on the right side was our first, and that's the only item we found thus far.
That's what it looks like. You've got a bunch of keys, right? No dungeon items so far.
Nope.
Okay.
We got the big key, so that.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're right. You're right.
We have both keys and the big key, and then we got 50 rupees in the map chest, I want to say.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's item number 2. So, help me. Is it on
We're checking
Coaster?
big chest.
Is it? Okay, alright.
Okay, we don't have to do
gosh,
ST.
beautiful.
Not even worried.
Yeah, we even found the boots. Thank goodness we start with boots. I mean, that's not actually logical, where the boots are. It's just kind of funny that that's the if the boots were there type of situation. We've had to wait over an hour, in order to be able to get this.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. Alright, so this will be a nice, comfy, cold stair. We have one comfy boss fight after the other, Just go on in and slash away with your gold sword. Days will have a slightly slower fight. I don't think he knows the quick kill strat, so he's gonna have a slightly slower fight.
Oh, okay, that's actually good. Well, and you're right. We do not have fire rod, so typically speaking, when especially see half magic, you think that by the time you get here, oh yeah, it's gonna be super easy. With the gold sword, it certainly is, but yeah, if you're on tempered and maybe you're not, as you said, as practiced, with the textbook quick kill tempered cold stair fight, yeah, you might take a couple of extra slashes.
Yep, so now Walsh most certainly is going off to Mr. Mire here to go clear out that dungeon. It's our last clearable crystal before we need to figure out where the fire rod is.
So, if we do not find anything in Mire, is Turtle Rock on the table for you at all?
Man, that's tough. Okay,
that's a whole nother dungeon, or the mountain climb. I'm sorry.
They both left Thieves Town after the front, right?
Oh, you're right. I totally forgot about Thieves Town too. You're right. Yeah, there are 2 items back there.
In my mind, your options are either Back of Thieves or Turtle Rock. Potentially no items in Turtle Rock. For sure, 2 items in Thieves Town.
And a mountain climb to boot,
and a
right?
mountain climb.
And mountain climb's gonna get pretty expensive. it's at least probably at least 1 minute to get up there, just in order to travel. So.
All right, we'll hopefully not have to think about that. We have 2 items here in Mire we can scout out, and you know, there is potential to maybe want to go straight to the boss here if you find the big key early. Just because a certain check in this dungeon is a bit of a slow one, you know.
Oh, just one? Surely nobody's ever skipped that item and the cutscene chest of Mire and have it be their last location. Certainly nobody's ever done that.
Nope. Well, you know, what could be even greater is, you know, as one of the co-op races from actually it was 2 days ago even, have both of the bows be in Mire, one in the map chest, one in cutscene chest.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Oh, what? Yeah, this seed has a great sense of, well, not this seed. This game has a great sense of humor. Let's just put it that way.
Very twisted sense of humor. Okay, so that is the first item. We got a small key as well, so we have to keep searching no matter what. But you're more incentivized to go straight to Vitreous here, if you find that big key.
If you find the big key, I guess like mid dungeon clear, or let's say like early dungeon clear, like is there like a threshold point, I guess, as to you just kind of finish up the dungeon and do cutscene chest versus like you just go beat the boss and then, you know, if it doesn't, you know, and then you basically risk coming back in if you are for sure gonna try and get both items out of Mire.
Because our options aren't so great, I think you just go back in and do it.
Okay.
If we had like another crystal dungeon or something like that, or Peck's on the way or something better, quick and easy, then you might skip it. But I don't think we skip it here. We'll see what happens though.
Well, we do have a vanilla compass.
Yep. Walsh's gonna go ahead and just do cutscene. This is it's not a small key. It's gonna be either big key or the map or the second item.
Okay. So that means then if it's not the big key, that means the big key has to be on the right side?
Yeah, it has to be in the map chest. So it's either here or map chest for big key.
And I guess map chest is not a very convenient. So I'm not too familiar, I guess, with like my routing, but like it doesn't really seem like map chest is even like it's always towards like the end of your Mire. Your Mire.
You usually do it in conjunction with like the big chest. So.
I guess that makes sense because the big because you probably want like the big key by the time you get over there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over on the right side where you start out in Mire, but it's like it's inaccessible because of the blue pegs, and so it's
so you have to. Okay. Well, it is vanilla. Okay, so in this case, we have no other choice but to come here, which is all fine because I mean, this is gonna be, you know, like an even wash, right, between Days and Walsh, so. No time really kind of given back to either person.
Okay, so I forget if the logic change to key logic in Mire makes it so that there could be a small key in like big chest or biddy, but I want to say that the last item has to be in big chest or on biddy due to no key, or sorry, due to the big key just being on left side.
Would they have a logic change in the tournament branch? Like this is still kind of like frozen. Oh, okay.
Like, well, that change was made before, like long before Fast Run.
Oh, okay. I see. Well, okay. So Mire.
Okay. I guess I guess so. I guess that means did we get a small key there on Big Chest or did we not? I don't think we did.
We got the map.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So the logic change did not force the item to be Big Chest or Biddy then. Yeah. So, crazy times.
Yeah, okay, so given that we also did pick up the second item, that was only a heart container, and the other one being, well, I don't know, some number of rupees?
Yeah.
So I guess you have all of Vitreous to kind of just decide what you want to do?
Yeah, you have a lot of thinking time, that's for sure.
And again, I guess, I mean, I don't know, again, I don't know what the, you know, counterbalance for, you know, investing, you know, going all the way catfish for the gold sword is, but I mean, again, Walsh is going to have a little bit of a, you know, probably simpler time with Vitreous being on gold sword, you know, versus Days. I mean, he's more than capable of doing this on tempered sword and everything that he has, just to say, like, he's going to have to use more slins or slashes or whatever.
I kind of wish that we saw the nice bomb spooky there.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it's quite tight.
I think Yeah, I heard it's okay. It's something about the bomb has to hit on the frame it lands or something. What is that? Am I making this up?
Right, the bomb has to
Where's
explode the frame it hits the ground when you like the first time it
okay?
hits the ground, like the exact frame it lands.
So that sounds very difficult.
Yes, it's
uh,
a like 1 frame window, I think.
mhm. Okay, alright, well, Welsh is definitely taking advantage of the red mail. Like,
Yeah.
really taking advantage of the red mail? It's fine. And actually, this is actually kind of a heads up on his part, in my opinion, because he only has 7 arrows, so he couldn't actually, you know, so he tried to definitely get a couple extra slashes in before Vitreous phase
Right.
2.
Yeah. Slashing, you can slash Vidi when he emerges from the slime to shoot lightning at you, and he'll take damage. So yeah, exactly. Interesting. Days doing the dark room, doing like the lamppost strat,
That's amazing, actually. You know, oh
and
no.
it's he gets hit, so it loses him time.
You know, I've always actually wanted to see what that strat looked like, like without the lamp, but I didn't actually know you would ever use it with the lamp because you could just, you know, see where you're going. So really, really glad that Taze was able to demonstrate. All right, well, Walsh has taken all of his a couple minutes to think and decide what he wants to do after Vitreous. We are going to Skullwoods.
Yeah, this is I don't know about this.
This is a breakdown in willpower. This is, you know, that's all I can say.
So for what it's worth, he has not checked pedestal yet, so he could do that here if he really
Oh,
wanted to. Why am I saying? Okay, slow down there for a second, Relkin. Turok's a pendant. What are you doing?
Oh, I was also gonna say, like, just in terms of time investment, like, you know, even here in the middle of Big Key Chest, like, it's not that close to pedestal, is it? It's still kind of a
yeah,
but
anyways, it's
you are correct. Yes, yeah, we are Fire Rod Go mode at this point, and yes, because Turtle is a pendant, we do need the Fire Rod to beat it, so it cannot be on pedestal.
I think we only saw one item here, but it doesn't really matter how many we saw. It wasn't here, you know. Trash was here.
We did see, well, yes, in fact, it's worse than trash because, like, normally in trash, like, if it's like 20 rupees or something, it just kind of goes in your rupee counter or like harpies and you just kind of forget about it, right? Yeah, but this one, however, we're seeing here, gonna be in the compass chest. Like, it's gonna stay with you, you know, forever and ever, basically. Just a painful reminder of why we should never visit Skullwoods.
All right, so Dazed is going to Hera. It looks like
Hera and Spike Cave, maybe.
Spike Cave.
Yeah. So, do you think actually that? Well, okay. If you probably end your route in Spike Cave, is my guess. But like, would you combine this with the mountain and all? Is it combinable even with Turtle Rock?
You just have to. I think you just. Okay, no, he's just doing Spike Cave. Okay, maybe he's gonna do Hera Basement on his way to TR. Because this is, if you're gonna do all this, you know, if you're gonna do all 3 of these things, you know, Hera Basement, TR, Spike Cave, doing Spike Cave first, I guess this is the most efficient, assuming you do all 3.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess like the TR is certainly very high variance, you know, because we don't have the Fire Rod, so kind of depending on what the key layout is, like you could get locked out immediately, right? And in which case you basically come up here for a mountain climb for Hera Basement, Spike Cave, and the 1 item, right? But then you can also just get a key, and then you could continue. Can you make it all the way to Laser Bridge with the?
Yeah, if the key layout is small key in Compass, small key in Chomps, vanilla big key, and then either Big Chest or Crystal has a small key, then yes, it can be on Laser Bridge.
Okay, well, so that the levels of copium and hopium rises exponentially the further you go down to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. You know, so at the same time, but yeah.
We got on Walsh's side. We are back in Thieves Town now. We have 2 items here. Is it here?
Well, something is here. That is another item.
That's a funny joke there, game.
Yeah, it is. It is. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Yeah. So if you didn't know, Ice Rod's completely useless here in this scenario.
Correct, yes. We are Fire Rod Go mode. We do not need to kill Trinex. That's the only thing the Ice Rod is good for. Don't even tell me about killing Landmost. It is not useful whatsoever.
Oh, man.
All right, but here we are though. We're gonna do Hera basement on Days' side. So meanwhile, there is one more item on Walsh's side, and I think based on certainly the caliber of player that Walsh is, I would expect him to also kind of realize what you said earlier, right? That pedestal is not in the picture. So after he gets the item, he's done. We ain't got the mirror out, right?
Exactly. He can. If this is okay, well, so we're gonna check big chest.
Okay, yeah. One, yes.
Okay, so is it here in her basement? Yes!
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Alright, 1 hour, 12 minutes, 57 seconds, because both runners skipped Hera basement. Days is here 1 hour later. That's a very funny looking bow named Fire Rod, and Days doesn't go bow.
Yeah, a couple things. So yeah, like we said, an hour later we get our go mode in Hera basement. And so Walsh was the one that could have done it while he was up there and didn't.
That's true. Yeah, that's true, because he was actually there first. He did Spike Cave much earlier, after Dark Death Mountain, is that right?
Yeah, and he did Spike Cave by itself, you're right. So, he is going to feel very bad about that Fire Rod.
Yeah, and also just kind of exacerbating the situation, on Walsh's side. So when Days first came up to Hera, right, on the to get his Moon Pearl, he didn't have the lamp from the dam, so he couldn't even sit through Hera basement even if he wanted to, right?
Right.
So like Days literally had no opportunity to go get there basically before this. I mean, no, he can always come up here, right? But when you have clearable crystals in your path, right, you probably don't want to do Spike Cave, and Hera basement as like 2 extremely long time investments for only 2 checks. So I don't know how good Days feels, honestly, like, because again, he couldn't do it the first time, and the fact that we're here an hour later is not maybe like the doesn't make me give him like the best of feelings.
Yeah, you feel behind for sure because of skipping the dam early, and not having your lamp when you went to Hera. Obviously, as we saw on Walsh's side, he didn't even do Hera basement when he had the lamp.
Yeah,
but it's just one of those terrible locations in the game that it's so easily skippable. A lot of people like to skip it, and whenever it has something important, usually gets last located.
Yeah, when we've certainly seen this in many situations for for Randomizer, like I mean, main tournament, I think qualifiers were probably not necessarily like casual boots mode specifically, but I mean, you're definitely nice map check.
Yeah, we're getting a little lost here in the mob fight.
Yeah, it's okay. We just needed to make sure he's practicing for Randomizer week 7. He just needed to make sure that he knew the boss, of this dungeon going in.
That's right. Yeah. Gosh.
Again, week 7, it's coming up.
I think probably Princess Zelda's like a little short-sighted. He couldn't tell what boss they were fighting, and
exactly.
Needed to read the map, which is right in front of their eyes, Sorry, look at the compass even.
Yeah. Oh, well, all right. So Walsh is back here in Hera basement, which is okay. Especially if you said that this is going to be the most efficient way of clearing out the mountain. Doing Hera basement into Turtle Rock. I'm certainly going to be good for him, but yes, he will probably also feel very terrible because, again, he had multiple opportunities to come here. First time when he was getting his pearl because he had the lamp. Second time when he was up here in Dark Death Mountain getting Spike Cave by itself post Dark Death Mountain, and then, well, we're here again, so...
Yeah, both runners will feel bad, obviously, just because this is that location that, like we said, it's terrible. So,
yes.
But it remains to be seen, like, we can talk to them in the interview, be like, well, we can go through your thought process of, why did you skip Hera basement, or, why did you not do it the second time, or just, like, when in your mind were you going to go back to Hera basement kind of thing?
Yeah, it kind of looks like even for Walsh. Oh, the perils of quick swap here. We only had 1 medallion too, it happens to be the longest one. I mean, it's not like you can really help it, but kind of.
Yeah.
Is it also ironically poetic that we use the lamp and bombos in order to get Fire Rod out of Hera basement?
Oh man, gosh, Zelga is smiling in chat, even though he's saying sad right now.
Yeah.
Don't see that and be like, what the heck?
That's right. It was still the Rule of Fire, just not in Ice Palace. Oh, by the way, we saw a bunch of numbers here in chat. I guess Days is already at GT, huh?
Yeah. Where's the big key gonna be? That's it. That's all you're gonna get. from me. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, Days is starting his climb, or not climb, his search for the GT Big Key.
His downwards climb into the GT basement.
down this descension into the basement. A
Into madness?
little. Oh. I mean, same thing. Honestly, like, wouldn't you be a little bit mad, like in GT basement? You're not usually happy by the time you get here, is what I've also observed. I was also gonna say that I hope that we do come across a couple of arrows. I mean, we have 4, so
Yeah.
it's not like, you know, it's not dire, but it's not comfortable either.
Yeah, Walsh is looking better in terms of arrows. We do, you know, Clear Mouse, we have this thing called the shovel in our inventory.
We do. Oh, I cannot wait for Days.
What?
Never mind. Just fine.
Come on, you're ruining our fun.
You're right. Yeah. Okay. Well, suddenly, we no longer have to worry. So long as Days does not, you know, maintains his accuracy. Hopefully does not channel any type of continental, well, misbias. You know, for those arrows, he should be absolutely fine getting these arrows. And then there are plenty of arrows in the pods upstairs for GT for the rest of the game, so he just has to. And then, yeah, I think also Days, for what it's worth, like, he can mimic clip. We've seen him do it many times in pod. Yeah, we've seen him do it many times in pod right side. Now, granted, it's not like, you know, mimic clipping is fast.
Right.
He would probably still like to have those arrows.
You know, you want. Oh wow! See,
oh, okay, all right. Well,
out here, like, don't even bother. As I say, he could take it a step further, and if he like was paying attention to price packs, he could figure out what's dropping arrows, or if he saw the stun prize or something.
Yeah.
You know, like next level strats, but it didn't matter. The game was just handing it to us at that point.
Now, I will say, for what it's worth, so I don't think Days has run spoiler. Well, no, I think he was part of, like, maybe like the 2020 spoiler log tournament. So he probably does know a little bit more. Like, he is resource conscious, but I think that more times recently he has just been like the runner and pilot spoiler. But that means that, like, I think he knows how to pay attention basically too.
Yeah, he's definitely done like the pilot spoiler tournament. As you know, I think he mainly ran and didn't.
Yeah,
pilot.
yeah, yeah. I think he was dedicated runner. Freddy was.
So he's no stranger to the spoiler modes.
Okay, so Walsh is... Okay, right, so I'm trying to remember. So Days went to Stalfos Room first and then into Hope Room. I'm trying to remember, was there a small key in Hope Room? And there were silvers, I think, but there was no
I don't think there was a small key in Hope Room.
Okay.
So if Walsh goes right, that might save him time, assuming he doesn't go back to the right after Stalfos Room.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not as familiar, I guess, like, with GT routing. You know, as you mentioned before, like, we don't really see Days run non-entrance modes very often. So, well, here it is in Rando Room, and Days is out.
We could have maybe opened that chest for a small key, but we didn't really need it. We could always kill the guy upstairs to give us a small key.
The mini Helma, you mean? Is that actually faster to kill the mini Helma versus opening that chest? I guess it's a guaranteed mini Helma key, right?
I think it's
not guaranteed.
I guess, like, depending on what equipment you have, it might be worth checking a chest. But since we're tempered silvers, it's probably okay to just skip it. You know. Skip opening the chest.
It is like 3 seconds, right, to open the chest. And even, you know, no text boxes, like, you still have a little bit of time versus maybe just kill the mini Helma for, guaranteed.
I think it's only 2 seconds.
Oh, it's 2? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, you walk from that top right one to the bottom right, it's like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like doing it in my head, and I'm visualizing it happening. And
the little timer.
Counting in my head, and yeah.
It's really hard.
Okay, well.
From personal experience.
Walsh's GT route is going to be similar.
Looks like the same. Okay. All right. I mean, he could, in theory, still Rando Room. He does have the mirror out for what it's worth, so probably, as you mentioned.
He's not structural Mike. He's not a Rando Rush.
Ravis also, I think, does Ravis, I think, is the first person I've seen do Rando Rush. Oh, Days. Oh, look at this. Trademark Days Cloud B strats.
What? That was actually super sick. I've never thought to do something like that. Like, yeah, it could be super useful because of the spikes in that room. Like, no other situation is that going to help, I feel like, other than with a room full of spikes. That is okay. I'm gonna give you huge props on that one, Days.
Yeah, Days and Bees. You know, name a more
iconic duo.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
we are seeing basically Days finish up the rest. Yeah, we did actually see him gonna employ Berna as well. Again, it's not the cape, you know, especially not probably as good in the tournament branch. But you know, you kind of take what you can get in this particular case. All right, so of course, yeah, Walsh picking up, you know, his silver is just like Days did earlier. He is, I mean, we have all the bottles. I guess Walsh also picked up Checkerboard Cape bottle as well. I think he actually got there much later in the Days too, so maybe he just wanted the 4th bottle. Maybe they had a gentleman's agreement. I don't know.
If you see the bottle, pick it up. I mean,
yeah, I mean, well,
I have
could
no idea.
be.
But we're probably not checking anything upstairs here.
Do we
like,
need a key? Does Days know about the key?
Actually, yeah, he does. So he's being forgetful.
Well, like, does he know that there's a potential key here? Like, or he's just... Okay, no, we just forgot about it. Never mind.
Just forgot about it.
Never mind. Well, actually, do you think there can be a key there in pre-Moldrum chest?
It'd be very rare.
Okay.
It's behind 3 small keys and the big key. The
Okay,
big key was the big key was in Rando Room, which is already behind at least 3.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
okay,
in non-entrance it can be 2, but it's really unlikely.
Okay. So basically, just not worth our time checking then.
No, not really.
One day, all this key logic will pay off someday. But
yeah.
All right. Well, Dave's not even. Dave's probably. I don't know if he was planning on opening the last chest like Moldrum chest, but after that, probably doesn't really want to invest any more time. It was only 20 rupees, so maybe if you're playing veterans, yeah.
Well, taking the extra 2 seconds to check that chest, and it was not a small key, so.
Yeah, that's true. So provided that he does not, he also goes after the mini Helma upstairs, he will have saved time. Is that
well, he's pretty much gonna save time because Dave just forgot the mini helmet key.
That's true. Wanted to show maybe his false sense of security for that mini Helma.
Daze is having an Aga fight for sure.
Well, I didn't know how many. Like, it looked like one of the energy balls. Oh, that was a great triple though at the end. All right, well, Daze definitely made up for whatever happened earlier.
That was like a 0, 1, 2, 3, maybe.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, maybe Daze is channeling his inner compass. You know, just counting. You know, we're gonna play Sesame Street. Alright, looks like Walsh is just kind of inching his way across GBZ, and he'll also go through his gauntlet. Yeah, and you know, this is again the tournament version, so it's certainly not surprising to see both Daze and Walsh kind of switch off to the regular arrows here.
Yeah, and spouting off some song lyrics there before we start tearing them to shreds.
Yeah, Tempered Sword and Red Mail. Daze not even gonna care. We don't even have to worry about the second, you know, phase of cycle of Ganon.
So, I'm gonna bring attention. Like, why are we're in the corner and we can do spins? Why do people move? Like, what is it that, like, you don't have to move? You can just stand where you are and spin.
Noted for the future fight.
Yeah, like I see people move to the left and they don't need to. It's extra work you're doing.
Is it any more safer, out of curiosity? Like, or is just literally like just extra time and
you just sit there and press B and release it when you need to spin. That's literally all you do.
Alright.
And it's just going
to remember
like
that
I know it's
time.
not gonna make a difference because it's just moving the slightly to the left isn't changing anything, but it's just like at the same time it's the principle that matters.
So whether or not he intentionally decided to miss Torch Collision, I'm not really sure. Like, it doesn't matter because Dazed is 1 silver arrow away from Ganon's defeat.
Right.
Get your GGs in chat out for Daze Cloud being the first one to go back to Hera Basement, getting his Go Mode Fire Rod, and taking a win here for the Leftovers Restocked.
Yeah, GG's to Dazed Cloud.
Did you? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did you like the fire rod placement? No, we did not.
I don't think that's a Triforce text.
That is very true. I think it was, what was that? It was the main tournament, right? That let you have all of the custom Triforce X? Like,
Yeah.
Lee doesn't do that, right? Oh, yeah, okay.
Nope.
Sounds good.
We're lame. Sorry.
No,
But you know who's
League is a
not
very big.
lame is our winner of today's race, joining us in the interview booth. Hey, GG Days.
Yo, Days, GG's.
My audio was muted the entire time? Oh. Was it? Really? It shouldn't have been. Should it? Was it? No. No. Oh God, it was. No.
We listened to the vanilla MSU on Walsh's side. It was still very nice.
I was rocking out over here to the Pokemon Violet soundtrack, and I'm just like, cause I'm playing through my thing, and I forgot to switch the thing on OBS. I'm sorry, my bad, everybody.
Yeah, there's at least 5 more weeks of League left, Days, for you to fix this mistake.
No, never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. It's gonna happen again. Promise. But anyway, yeah, no, yeah. Hey, so you want to know a funny story?
We're all ears.
Okay, so you get down to the end of the seed there, and it sounds like me and Walsh had basically the exact same decisions, right? And we are trying to figure out exactly which of these terrible locations left has the fire rod, right? And I decided, because I remembered what happened to me last season with Casual Boots, where my Go Mode item, which I almost want to say was a fire rod, was in Hera Basement. And I lost to that because I last located the living daylights out of it. So that was my only reason for choosing that one first.
I see. Okay, yeah, well, to your benefit, so
I'll take the luck. Oh, whatever. Look, you can slop a luck. Oh, yeah, slop a win every once in a while, and that'll be that. So, I mean, I feel I played decently otherwise, but luck, it worked. It worked.
Hey, so I mean, to be fair, you could not do Hera Basement when you went up there. Walsh actually could have done it his first trip, and when he went to Spike Cave, like the second time up there. And yeah, so it's, he basically got double burned by the fire rod location.
That sucks.
Can you get burned without the lamp? Maybe. Anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
I mean, it is what it is. At some point there, you just kind of go, I mean, like the fire rod and me have a history together of it deciding to completely lose races for me. I mean,
you ever thought to give it a pep talk and be like, man, I know you can do it. I know you have it in you. Please be in a good place.
No, it's more like, for the love of God, if you end up on PED 3 like 2 times in a row, then that's it. And,
I get your G's on chat for Walsh, by the way. He did finish, quite nicely. And again, as we've kind of been discussing, that fire rod was in fact kind of the deal breaker for both of you guys. And so I guess, like, Days, did you feel bad at all? Like, once first you got the lamp, and then second when you got the fire rod, like, were you worried at all?
Oh yeah. I like, anytime you do Casual Boots, right? Like, anytime that you misorder anything, you go, uh-oh. Like, it's just not a good feeling, right? So when I got my Dark World access, right, and I immediately went into Hype Cave, got a whole bunch of stuff there. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go left, and then as I'm going left, like, I have this little indecision in the screen there where I'm like, up, down, up, down, up, down. Because I'm like, well, should I go do okay, let me go do the Bombos tablet. And then when I went to Bombos tablet, I'm kind of going, being, like, trying to figure out where, like, should I just go to desert? Because I knew that I had a lamp or a flute somewhere, right? So I'm like, well, I have this book. It's probably in desert. Let's just go to desert, see if my flute or my lamp is there. And it was not. And then it was on the very next check afterwards. And so I had basically forced myself into a double dip of a desert, and that's like step one. And then, from there it was, one thing after another. Yeah, we got enough of it to get lucky. I mean, so yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I feel about it.
Yep, that's a fair take on the seed. So on the flip side, we have Artie Walsh joining us in the interview booth as well. GG's dude. Sorry about the fire rod.
Yeah,
Yo, no
GG
worries,
Walsh.
man. Yo, thanks guys. GG dazed.
Hey, GG Walsh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those when I got the fire rod, I did the whole fist pump in the air thing going like, yeah, we're not dead. Maybe, I don't know, but that's probably a good thing. But yeah. It sucked.
So I guess we were kind of curious, and maybe you can walk us through what you were thinking, at the time that you were. So I guess biggest contrast was that you got the lamp very early from the dam. Right, so when you were up to Hera, the first time, you had the opportunity to do Hera Basement, right? And then the second time, when you were in Dark Death Mountain, after all that stuff, you went to go do Spike Cave, and I guess you just, consciously or not, you chose not to do Hera Basement, and then you came obviously back for the third time. So any decision points, I guess, at any of those?
Yeah, so when I came in here, the first thing I heard was Daze saying that he skipped the lamp, and I'm like, oh, well, had I known about that, maybe I would have pressed that a little bit. Yeah, no, I just didn't want to do a Hera Basement. Once I got Dark World access, it's just okay, I have Paradox Cave, I have a bunch of other stuff I can do. So yeah, that was just a skip I was comfortable making in that moment. Man, skipping it on the way to Autologic Spike Cave, I can see why I probably should have done that, but again, at that point, I'm just kind of committed to the skip there. Maybe that's gonna be 40 seconds. I wasn't feeling like I was really playing that great. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I was just okay skipping Hera Basement there. It happens.
Yeah, it's one of those, who wants to do Hera Basement? It's that's that one of those checks that no one likes to do usually, and so it's defendable, but it's just only as defendable as when something's not there, right?
Yeah. We say that it's 40 seconds for one check, but also there's you also open up 10 minutes worth of other checks that are not the progression. So yeah, it's kind of a trade-off there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did make some very good decisions though. So I think so you decided, I know you didn't have pen knowledge at least at the time, but you skipped you left after Fluke for Argus, for example, or in Swamp Palace.
Yes.
It kind of countered to Days you decided to basically finish up the dungeon. For one. Maybe you were already out there, right? But I mean that definitely saved a good amount of time. For example. So I very much applaud your efforts to not going to Skull. You should have just stayed strong, Walsh. I don't know why you decided to go in there, after all of your other, stuff at the 1 hour mark, but I guess I can understand. You decide.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not, man, I never do film study or anything. I don't really know how many people are actually doing Skullwoods these days, so I don't know, maybe I thought if it was vanilla, maybe I didn't do that much unrequired stuff before I found the fire rod, but yeah, no, probably should have, yes, definitely should have stayed strong there, but at least I was able to skip one chest. Thanks, Key Logic.
Yeah, but this was definitely a really fun race to watch. I mean, you got to go fast, obviously from the beginning, but it was quite a decision points actually throughout the entire season. So thank you guys so much for racing. It's definitely a really fun way to spend Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, whatever for you days.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so I guess I'm not actually asking. Are your teammates racing later on this week? Are they already raced? I have not been paying attention to the schedule.
Oh well,
Let me just put you guys on the spot right now. Thank you.
it's Chimo and Jay Meisher. I forget what is it. Friday, 7 p.m. I guess. So there's that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Chimo members to do 10-minute delay.
Yes, please, Chimo. Very appreciated.
I've yelled at him 3 or 4 times at this point. I think it'll be okay. I'm not promising.
Okay. we'll keep an eye out, for the next race. But yeah, again, but so congratulations, Days, taking up a victory for Leftovers Restock, and then Walsh, hopefully in this case that Jamie sure can, definitely even up the series. I think Jamie was actually in Casual Boots tournament recently, right? So he made it pretty far, so seems very comfortable with the mode.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely. I think like Jamie is kind of like our normal mode guy. Like I'm definitely like a cross key main. Like man, like the 7-7 modes. Like I'm fine. I just don't really know what I'm doing without like all the doors to go through.
Days, you want to comment on any of that?
Hey, wait a minute. That sounds like me.
Yeah.
I kind of was thinking the same thing. Like halfway in the middle of this, I'm kind of like, what, this would have been more fun if me and him got to go at this in cross keys. But schedule be the schedule.
Yeah, they just got to introduce cross keys league. Just make every week, like alternate between cross keys and veterans. Maybe I guess throw an inverted cross keys in there, but yeah.
Just all cross keys league. Let's just let's set it up. We can do a full cross keys league. That'll be the good stuff right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna get running. Thanks for everything here. I've unfortunately got a date with a doctor here, so I gotta go and do some stuff. And yeah. Well,
Right.
thanks. Thanks for you guys. GG's again to Walsh, and yeah, can see you guys next time.
Yep. Later days. Thanks for racing, dude.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, again, Days, thanks Walsh for racing. Again, it was a one heck of a time. So, and certainly best of luck to your teammates on Friday when your counterparts race. Okay, I would also like to thank Iker, our awesome tracker. A little mini SGL reunion here for the crew. Hopefully gonna see more of each other. SGL 2023. Should be a lot of fun. Of course, Iker always amazing at tracking, does a ton of it, so very, very much appreciated. And of course, Ralkin, thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for joining me on this nice, comfy Casual Boots adventure.
That's right. Yeah, definitely looking forward to. Actually, are you playing for your team this week?
I'm not playing this week in Casual Boots.
You are not playing Casual Boots. Are you the Casual Boots guy, or I mean, it's fine. Your team's pretty strong regardless.
I like Casual Boots, but like we think about the whole season when we do our scheduling and choosing who's going to go when, and so we just decided that this week would be best for and Humbug to do Casual Boots.
Sounds great. Yeah, I mean, you guys are an extremely formidable team. I mean, so I'm sure this is all gonna work out. So yeah. So speaking of that, I believe actually so Will versus Chloe Prower is going to be on tomorrow evening, 6:40 p.m. Lots of races on the schedule, basically coming up tomorrow. At least for the rest of tonight, there is an ongoing race on SpeedGaming 3, Kazen versus Wall Kicks, and then at looks like in about 15 minutes, 10 p.m. Eastern on SpeedGaming 4, GGW versus SMT. Another, both casual boost races. Actually, could be a lot of popcorn for both of these. So until then, enjoy the rest of your evening for Rando, and then certainly check back on the schedule tomorrow for whatever channels and Rando is going to be played. All right, have a good night, all.
All right, thanks for watching, guys.